thing we saw defining 2020, as we've heard quite a bit by now, part of the workforce shifting from the workplace into their homes last March, we saw that externalization of business place applications, which used to be protected by the enterprise network controls, had to be migrated to the internet to address at the time VPN scaling issues, the last moment accommodation of BYOD at the home workplace for lack of enough business-owned laptops to distribute to the then deployed workforce. Another thing we saw, accelerated patching, need for increased external monitoring and a constant review of security controls, challenging the IT blue teams for those externalized applications everywhere in a very short period of time. We also saw financial fraud coupled with PII data breach information that gave businesses a new headache with a steep increase in fraudulent unemployment claims they had to deal with and address in a very short period of time, particularly for workers who were still employed with them at the time. Looking forward to 2021, we see a few things we're going to need to keep an eye on. The SolarWinds supply chain attack added to NotPetya, CC Cleaner, Kingslayer, and WizVera Veraport events mean we need to step up more effectively the efforts behind our supply chain security. We need to team up with procurement to go beyond traditional boilerplate contract language as the first line of defense. Secondly, year two of an economic crisis is about when the crows come to roost. We'll need to keep an eye on the pressures of squeezed profit margins due to anything from declining sales to foreign exchange headwinds as they impact cybersecurity budgets while businesses reorganize to address shortfalls. Thirdly, moving to a live where you want, work remote type situation is going to give IT blue teams pause. How to securely onboard new hires working remotely from business locations and possibly with privately owned endpoint equipment. Managing security stacks and equipment that might not be owned by the company or located globally. To consider shifting to a living in a post-VPN networking world, leveraging distributed network security, application access points, user and device authentication, and zero trust models with an increased need for continuous monitoring and reporting. And finally, dealing with employees shifting work schedules and potential for increased nomadicity, making policy configurations for access point and anomalous behavior protection surrounding critical business applications a bit more complex.